The Army is widening its pool of potential recruits. People with a history of some mental health issues can now seek waivers to join the military. The Pentagon made the decision because medical information about applicants is now easier to access. National security correspondent Jennifer Griffin is live at the Pentagon. Jen, why is the Army under pressure to figure out new standards for new recruits?
Well, Dana, the Army says that they're not changing their standards. But basically, to answer your question, the Army wants to grow to 540,000 troops and is facing a challenge recruiting 80,000 new recruits before September 2018 to meet that goal. Remember, it's always harder for the military to recruit when the economy is booming. Last year, the Army accepted more recruits that fared poorly on aptitude tests in order to meet their goal of 69,000 new soldiers, according to documents obtained by USA Today. They also increased the number of waivers for marijuana use. Fox News has confirmed the Army has shifted who can approve waivers for those recruits with a history of self-mutilation, bipolar disorder, depression, and drug and alcohol abuse. But they say they have not lowered the standards. They won't necessarily be granted a waiver by Army doctors, but now it will be up to a recruiting battalion commander, not the Department of the Army, to grant those waivers. There is now more leeway to take into account past mental health issues. The Army issued a ban on these waivers back in 2009 during the surge in Iraq, following a spike in suicide rates. Remember, during the surge in Iraq, the military also lowered standards in order to ramp up numbers quickly, Dana.
So is the Army frustrated with these reports that came out today?
The Army is frustrated. I've talked to officials there. They have not released a statement yet. We have confirmed, however, the new order to grant the waivers privately. What Army officials will tell you is that there is much more medical information available about a person's mental health, that just because someone was depressed as a teenager or was involved in cutting him or herself does not mean that person has not been treated by a mental health professional and should have that held against them. In terms of marijuana use, you also have a lot of states that have legalized marijuana since 2009, so that needs to be taken into account by recruiters. The flip side is that opening the Army up to those who have past mental health issues is a risk, but those who had trouble when they were 10 or 12 years old should not be stigmatized if they want to serve their country.
Especially really if they got help.
Yes, and it's a delicate balancing act that the Army is having to deal with this current situation.
All right, very interesting story. Jennifer Griffin, thank you so much.